Tonight on CTV News at 6. Removed from caucus.
Well, Chris will be no longer sitting with our caucus.
Police confirm Sioux MPP Chris Scott was arrested over the weekend. Plus, remembering Leo Gerard.
He was known worldwide.
The former International Steelworkers president has passed away at age 78. And an unlikely matchup.
Our job goes beyond just the patrolling and calls for service. It's about integrating officers with the community.
A dodgeball tournament seeks to raise awareness and funds for homeless supports in West Nipissing.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Rima and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Tony is off tonight. Highway 69 is closed in both directions after a tractor trailer rollover. The highway is shut down between Station Lane in Britt and Magnetawan River Road. OPP have posted on social media saying people should expect a lengthy closure. No word yet on what caused the rollover or if anyone has been injured. To Sault Ste. Marie now, where we've been following the story surrounding Conservative MPP Chris Scott. Corey Nordstrom has the details.
Sault Ste. Marie MPP Chris Scott has been arrested and charged with assault and assault with a weapon. As a result, Premier Doug Ford announced his removal from the Ontario Progressive Conservative Caucus.
Well, Chris will be no longer sitting with our caucus, and if I can ask you, you can ask Chris Scott the reason why. I would go to the Sault Ste. Marie Police. I was informed literally in the parking lot as we're going through here. And yeah, go to the Sault Ste. Marie Police. I don't want to interfere in a police investigation.
In a release, the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service state on September 21st, 2025, the Toronto Police Service arrested 35-year-old Chris Van Scott, also known as Chris Scott, following an investigation by detectives with the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service. To protect the privacy of the victim or victims, no further details regarding the incident or the charges will be released by the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service. CTV News has confirmed that Scott was released on bail with a number of conditions. He is set to return to court on October 22nd. The first-time MPP from Kemptville, Ontario, has been on the job since February with a margin of just 118 votes over his closest challenger. Scott was handpicked by Ford to run as a candidate after working in both the Premier's and former Sioux MPP Ross Romano's offices. Ontario's New Democrats are now calling on the Sioux MPP to resign. Scott has not responded to requests to comment on the situation. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Leo Gerard, a former International Steelworkers president, has died. He started his career in Sudbury as a miner. He served in the union, later to become the international president of the USW, fighting for workers' rights and safety around the world. CTV's Alana Everson reports.
Leo Gerard is remembered as a union giant. He started his career at a nickel smelter in Sudbury, joined the union, and rose through the ranks to become the longest-serving president of the United Steelworkers Union based in Pittsburgh from 2001 to 2019. In a post, the USW says, Leo Gerard spent his life fighting for workers across the world, and his impact on the USW and the global labor movement has been immeasurable. He inspired countless other workers to carry on the fight for justice and fairness. He will be missed, but we intend to honor his legacy by continuing that work.
Leo never was lost for words. He had something to say about everything that happened in the labor movement. He cared deeply about all workers and wanted to make sure that everyone was treated properly and had their rights respected and their health and safety taken care of, and they could return home the way they went to work.
This Workers' Memorial Park in Valcarin is named after Leo Gerard, remembering workers who lost their lives on the job or to occupational diseases. Local MPP say Gerard leaves a legacy of tenacity.
He was known worldwide and loved worldwide. For me, if you look at the huge step forward we have done in health and safety in mining, a lot of this rests on his shoulders. A lot of this rests on never giving up.
In a statement, Sudbury MPP Jamie West says in part, he worked with premiers, prime ministers, and U.S. presidents. He forged labor partnerships around the world. He stood up to tyrants and bullies and fought for workers every single day. Without Leo, many of our worker safety organizations simply would not exist. Gerard is survived by his wife of 56 years and 2 daughters. His obituary says he passed away peacefully with his family by his side. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
A man has been arrested in Wikwemkong after barricading himself in a residence with a weapon over the weekend. Wikwemkong Tribal Police say they were called to the residence Saturday morning where a 37-year-old man had entered the home and was holding the people inside at gunpoint. There were no injuries. However, the armed individual barricaded himself inside, making threats against the police on scene. The 37-year-old has been charged with 9 different offenses. Greater Sudbury Police have issued a warrant for the arrest of a suspect believed to be involved with the shooting death at an apartment complex in Sudbury. 26-year-old Romain Sam is wanted on 2 counts of second-degree murder after the shooting death of a 29-year-old man August 29th. Police say Sam should be considered armed and dangerous. Contact police or Crime Stoppers immediately with any information regarding his whereabouts. A 23-year-old woman was arrested earlier this month in Toronto in connection to the case and was returned to Sudbury to face charges of accessory after the fact. The 23-year-old is still in custody. Sudbury police are investigating a serious collision from Friday night. Their preliminary investigation suggests a 16-year-old motorcyclist was traveling southbound on Municipal Road 84 when it collided with a northbound pickup truck that was making a left-hand turn. The teen was taken to hospital with serious life-threatening injuries. The 16-year-old remains in critical but stable condition. Time now for your first check on weather. Some cloudy skies and above seasonal temperatures for your Monday, but it looks like we might need to have an umbrella handy this week. We talked about that last show, Rick. For more details, here's CTV's Rick Wyman.
I hear they're on sale across, the Northeast because we're going to need them as we're officially into fall, and with it, a couple of days of precipitation. Your systems map right now, we've got a system hovering over, Chapleau, Sault Ste. Marie, Wawa, even Elliott Lake. Now, Elliott Lake, Sault Ste. Marie, 15 to 25 millimeters, and in Wawa and Chapleau, 40 to 50 millimeters of rain in the forecast for tonight. So the chance of showers ranging from 30 to 60%. Nice temperatures, Amanda. I know you like the warmer weather, anywhere from 15 to 20, 21, 22. So we've got it all coming up in the 7-day forecast. And don't forget our current temperatures just a couple of minutes away. Back to you.
That sounds good, Rick. Still to come on CTV News at 6. We're going to head to Parry Sound. Gray skies on this first day of fall. It's 21 degrees. We'll be right back.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Welcome back. About 30 homes in Porquist Junction near Iroquois Falls were evacuated on Sunday due to an incident on the ONR rail line. The Iroquois Falls Fire Chief Dan Boucher says his department got the call when some workers heard propane leaking out of the rail tanker. The fire chief says response was quick. The ONR and propane company both sent officials within 90 minutes and people were sent home around 1:30 p.m. Boucher says the odorless gas was coming out of a cracked valve on top of the tank. One person has been arrested in connection to the fake bomb threat that was called in to the Sioux Area Hospital almost 2 weeks ago. On September 10th, someone called 911 around 9:15 p.m. claiming they had left a bomb at the hospital. Emergency protocols were activated at the hospital and officers determined the threat was fake, causing significant disruptions. At 2:30 this morning, a 34-year-old man was arrested in the 700 block of Wellington Street East after an investigation determined he was responsible for the threat. He faces multiple charges, including mischief, uttering threats, and failing to comply with a probation order. Sault Ste. Marie Police and Crime Stoppers are looking for the public's assistance in a theft from earlier this month.
Do you recognize these individuals?
The two suspects are wanted in connection to the theft of 2,200 smoke detectors and a cassette smart switch from a business on White Oak Drive on September 10th. The two suspects fled the scene driving a gray Ford F-150. Anyone with information is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. The government of Ontario is investing over $5 million to protect workers and jobs in the forest sector. Associate Minister of Forestry and Forest Products Kevin Holland made the announcement in the Sioux today, saying the investment would include $5 million under the Forest Biomass Program's innovative bioproduct manufacturing funding stream to help wood products manufacturer e-com install equipment and technology for AI screening. The project will increase production capacity by 12%, reduce wood waste by 25%, and reduce emissions by 21%.
Our FISA program is really to incentivize some private sector investment into the sector as we deal with the increased uncertainties created by the duties and tariffs that are being imposed by the United States government. You know, most recently we've seen that increase in duties go up to just over 36%, which is having impact on the sector, obviously. So investments like the one today are designed to help navigate through those challenging times.
It'll give them better tools to help work safely, help to encourage more utilization of the lumber we use, reduce the waste that goes out, and just help us to get more product out to our customers.
The investment also includes $475,000 to equip North Shore Forest Inc. to complete vital repairs to the Woebegone River Bridge, approximately 120 kilometers north of Thessalon. Sudbury's Planning Committee meeting today saw some residents concerned about the proposed rezoning of a property in the community of Minnow Lake. The proposed plan by a city planner was requesting that the low-density zoning be readjusted to medium density, demolishing the current structure and building 3 buildings containing 28 apartments each. Councillor Bill Leduc deferred the motion to the next meeting in October, which the committee unanimously voted in favor of. However, many residents in Minnow Lake feel the location of the proposed apartments is a risk to public safety.
It poses a lot of risks to neighbors, and not just the residents in the neighborhood, but also from people commuting all through Sudbury. It's on a double S curve. It's a location where there's been accidents.
I'm not opposed to the developing. I'm opposed to the location of this development. So, and the petitions, I mean, 98% of people in that 6th Street area alone have all signed.
How much housing does Minnow Lake actually need? I mean, again, I can't reiterate that I want to make sure that we're building properly in Minnow Lake and not overbuilding and then having all these vacant places.
Community members have collected approximately 160 signatures on 2 petitions. The DIY Community Health Mutual Aid site is now open and helping those in need in Timmins. As CTV's Lydia Chubak reports, it's a place where people can get some of their basic needs met, like showering and getting laundry done.
Over the past couple of years, DIY Community Health Timmins has been working to create this mutual aid site that once used to be a place where people went to bottle wine. Renovations included shower and laundry facilities, as well as a kitchen, living room, and offices. Jason Sarita says he's proud to say it's community built.
Businesses, local people coming together, not only to provide sponsorships and funding to, buy the things that we need, but also do the renovations, do the plumbing, install the HVAC. All of that was done by community and through sponsorships. Not to say we don't want funding, and we're definitely, looking for that support from different levels of government.
Open from 9 to 3 Monday to Friday, it's where Sarita says people can feel safe while they get cleaned up and access food. Erickson DeMello says the volunteers are friendly. He comes to do his laundry and eat.
They have fridge, they have a TV, they have shower, so anybody welcome can access it, and it's a very friendly space. I encourage people to come and avail it, to see it.
The site has recently also undergone an artistic transformation.
I think we were lucky that we had Meek available to help do this work for us, but it really just feeds into the intent of the space, which is, a bright, warming, welcoming atmosphere.
Sarita hopes to eventually extend operating hours to include evenings and weekends. He adds beginning in October, a new partnership will launch with the Canadian Addiction Treatment Centres to provide a weekly clinic and outreach. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Well, it's hard to believe, but at 19 minutes past 2 this afternoon, summer officially ended and fall began. Most major cities in Canada will still experience summertime weather, with temperatures forecasted around 20 degrees for the next few days. The trees have started to turn here in the north, but will the weather turn as well? For that answer, let's bring in Rick again for a check on the current conditions. Rick, I was outside during my lunch break earlier today and it felt humid out there for the first day of fall. How are things looking out there now?
You know what? You already know the answer to this question. You sound like a lawyer, Amanda. That's what I've got to say, because it's going to be warm, for at least warmer for the rest of the week compared to what we had on Friday and again Saturday. But we do have some precipitation in our forecast, and we do have some advisories. Sault Ste. Marie, Chapleau, Elliott Lake as well. So again, some rain is about to fall in the forecast for this evening. Let's take a look at our current temperatures right now. Let's check out Mooseedee. First and foremost, some fog at 13. Cochrane, mainly cloudy at 18. Mainly cloudy Timmins, 21. Kapuskasing, some sun and cloud this hour. 21 in Chapleau. Of course, Wawa, mainly cloudy at 18. Sault Ste. Marie, cloudy skies at 18. Precipitation for all three centers there. Parry Sound at 24. Some sun and cloud, down 69. Meanwhile, in North Bay, some cloud cover at 20. Temiskaming Shores, mainly cloudy. Kirkland Lake, mainly cloudy as well at 21. How about Greater Sudbury? Mainly cloudy this evening. Some sunny breaks around the airport this hour. 26 Espanola, sun and cloud. Elliott Lake, sun and cloud 24. And Gore Bay 25 and sun and cloud. We do have a pick of the day coming up, Amanda, in just a couple of minutes. I'm sure you'll like it, as well as our 7-day forecast. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Definitely not smart enough to be a lawyer, but I appreciate you saying that. Next on CTV News at 6. The United Nations General Assembly is happening in New York right now. Some details about what world leaders are talking about. And the Trump administration has claimed taking Tylenol during pregnancy can cause autism. What Canadian health officials have to say. Ontario Premier Doug Ford yet again is wading into the debate about speed cameras today, saying they don't slow people down. He's even offering money to come up with other solutions.
Really, the strategy is to slow people down. We're going to be giving municipalities across the province a lot of money to put in all sorts of street calming methods, from the little turnabouts, from speed bumps to flashing signs, and that's going to slow people down.
This after provincial police chiefs have said the speed cameras are helping curb traffic. World leaders are in New York City this week at the United Nations for the 80th General Assembly. Front and center is the question of Palestinian statehood. More than 150 countries, including Canada, have officially recognized Palestine. It's a political decision, one that now puts several G7 countries in conflict with both Israel and the United States. CTV's Judy Trin reports.
As we meet, civilians are targeted and international law trampled in Gaza, the Ukraine, Sudan, and beyond.
As the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly opens, growing support for Palestinian statehood dominates the agenda. 3 G7 nations, Britain, France, and Canada, are recognizing the state of Palestine to apply political pressure to end the war in Gaza.
We have to push on this now because, as I say, the possibility, in absolute violation of the UN Charter and in absolute violation of international law, of self-determination for the Palestinian peoples is being erased.
Carney says Hamas would not have a role in governance. Instead, Canada, in a coordinated effort with like-minded countries, will work with the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank toward a two-state solution in a plan for peace that could also call for troops.
There are many proposals, as I suspect you're aware, from a variety of Arab states, combination of Arab states and European states, to which Canada would be party.
It has been nearly 2 years since the October 7th attacks, but Israel's prime minister has vowed not to stop the war until Hamas is eradicated.
The starvation and devastation are utterly intolerable.
It is not diplomacy. When Hamas is praising this conference and calling it the fruit of October 7th, we know it's a problem.
4 of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, Britain, France, Russia, and China, recognize Palestine, except for the United States.
He feels this does not do anything to release the hostages, which is the primary goal right now in Gaza, does nothing to end this conflict and bring this war to a close. And frankly, he believes it's a reward to Hamas.
U.S. President Donald Trump will make his stance clear when he speaks in front of the UN General Assembly on Tuesday. Right now, 150 nations recognize the state of Palestine, but the one country that has the most influence on Israel, the United States, does not. Judy Trin, CTV News, New York.
The Trump administration has claimed taking Tylenol during pregnancy is causing autism in a press conference around 5 p.m. The announcement was expected, and several health experts have spent today refuting the claim. CTV's Pauline Chan has more from Canadian health experts.
It is one of the most common products you'll find in North American medicine cabinets, acetaminophen, Tylenol, or in other parts of the world, paracetamol. But now a new study from the U.S. links the commonly used drug with autism, ADHD, and other neurodevelopmental disorders.
I'm certainly not convinced with this purported link to autism. I think the better quality studies have shown that there frankly is no link there. Let's not forget that pregnant women do get sick. They do develop fevers, they do develop pain. Tylenol is probably safer than many of the other over-the-counter medications like Advil and ibuprofen. Those anti-inflammatories do have a number of side effects.
And the makers of Tylenol have also issued a statement. We believe independent, sound science clearly shows that taking acetaminophen does not cause autism. Acetaminophen is the safest pain reliever option for pregnant women as needed throughout their entire pregnancy. Without it, women face dangerous choices, suffer through conditions like fevers that are potentially harmful to both mom and baby, or use riskier alternatives. Developmental pediatrician Dr. Melanie Penner is with Holland Bloorview Kids Rehab.
There is not a single cause for autism or for other neurodevelopmental conditions that we deal with in our clinics. And autism really seems to be a complex combination that is unique to each child of their genetics, but also some factors in their environment that together make up this clinical group of symptoms or features that we call autism.
She cautions against looking for a single silver bullet cause for autism and encourages awareness and acceptance for a complex condition that affects an estimated 2% of Canadian children. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
There's more news ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
Amanda Fall is officially here, kicked in around 2:19, as you alluded to earlier. Different time zones, of course, thinking about that. And with it comes a lot of precipitation for this week. Right now, we've got some precipitation hanging over Chapleau, Sault Ste. Marie, Elliott Lake as well. So again, we'll keep an eye on that. We've got our 7-day numbers momentarily, but again, It looks like precipitation, or at least the chance of precipitation, right through the week up until at least Sunday, ranging anywhere from 30 to 60%. And that's all, of course, courtesy of Environment Canada. So don't blame the messenger. Here we go in Greater Sudbury, chance of showers at 60%. Sault Ste. Marie, 15 to 25 millimeters. Timmins, 40% chance of showers. Temiskaming Shores, 60% chance of showers. And North Bay also at 60% as well. Moosonee, well, it's only drizzle, but it's at 40% chance of showers. In Caphurst, Wawa, 40 to 50 millimeters of rain. Gore Bay, 40% chance of showers, and more of the same. Parry Sound at 40%. Wet enough for you? Here we go. Sudbury Nickel Belt, there's more. Chance of showers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It stops Sunday, sunshine and 20. So bear with me. 19, 20, 21, your temperatures well above normal for this time of the year. Here we go. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow at 40% chance of showers, 60% chance on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Again, 30 to 40%, temperatures at 20. Then the sunshine arrives, 19 for a nice looking day. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Here we go. 30% showers, chance of showers for 4 consecutive days. 60% on Saturday. Those temperatures 18, 19, 20, and 23. Then sun and cloud comes Sunday. 19 again above normal. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, chance of showers for tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And again, it varies anywhere from 30 to 60% chance. Your temperatures 19, 20, 21. Then come Sunday, as it always should be, sun and cloud with a high of 19. That's a few degrees above normal for this time of the year. Now, North Bay, West Nipissing, chance of showers for tomorrow, 60% chance on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Here we go at 30 and 40%. Your temperatures 20 and 21. The beautiful sunshine comes Sunday with an expected high of around 20. That's 4 degrees higher than normal. Let's have a gander now at our pick of the day. We're talking about cloud formations. Yesterday, Kayla Desrochers, Sudbury, she was at soccer and managed to snag this pick of the cloud covering. It was quite extensive in Greater Sudbury at around that time. In the afternoon, I was out umpiring some baseball, seeing the same kind of cloud formation, just waiting for the precipitation. Luckily for me, I was dry, but Kayla got this great shot. Your pick could be on tomorrow at the same time. Hey, stick around. Amanda has more news coming up after the break.
The global cocoa shortage has taken a big bite out of the inventory of some ice cream shops across the country. Now, the issue is threatening to remove at least one particular flavor from menus. CTV's Maria Saru reports.
A test batch hits the mixer at Holman's Ice Cream. The shop's go-to cocoa powder is no longer on the shelves, says owner Daniel Meister. So the race is on for new recipes.
We wouldn't dare take chocolate ice cream out of the lineup. It's a very popular flavor.
There are backup batches of the staple in the freezer, while the team hunts for the right replacement with a similar fat content and color. Alternatives exist, but sometimes at quadruple the original cost.
So this is what we've been experimenting with right now. I think it's about $600 for a 20 kilogram bag of cocoa. That 20 kilograms will do 5 or 6 batches of ice cream. That makes a significant difference in our cost.
The math matters even more for small businesses. Holman's already raised prices by $1 earlier this year. Cocoa costs have surged since late 2023 due to production challenges in Ghana and the Ivory Coast caused by climate change. Some companies have cut products altogether, says agriculture expert Sylvain Charlebois.
They knew they couldn't sell some of these products at a higher price, essentially. So they stopped carrying some of these products.
His advice is not to rely on a single source. Instead, businesses and manufacturers should have a few suppliers for important ingredients. Holman's has more than 100 handcrafted flavors in its repertoire, with 16 in daily rotation. Some will need tweaks.
The triple chocolate still passes the taste test, and the team here at Holman's hopes its new recipes will be just as good. Maria Sru, CTV News, Summerside, Prince Edward Island.
The French River Fire Department has donated some of its equipment to Cambrian College in Sudbury. The French River Fire Department recently upgraded some of its equipment and had tools it hasn't used in over 2 years. The tools were donated to students in the pre-service firefighter education and training program at Cambrian to use for auto extrication. The report detailing the specifics of the donation was presented to Council last week.
The donation value is $5,000. This equipment is going to be valuable for them to learn skills during their school year, and it will greatly benefit them when they go for certification in the next year to pursue their career in firefighting, and it's specialized for them.
The equipment was donated to Cambrian last month. Lansdowne Public School is the recipient of some special funding. The Indigo Love of Reading Foundation has selected the Sudbury Elementary School to be the beneficiary of the bookstore's local Adopt a School fundraiser. Every dollar donated by October 5th at the Indigo Bookstore in Sudbury or online through the Love of Reading Foundation will go towards purchasing books for the school. The fundraiser started earlier this month. So far, they've raised $385. The goal is to reach 1,000 by October 5th. We've brought you stories before about creatures of rare colors like blue lobsters. But as CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, a little girl in Cape Breton has found a different kind of creature that really stands out.
It's a rare discovery made by 8-year-old Abigail Boudreau while she was playing in the grass outside her home in Louisdale, Nova Scotia, Monday evening.
She was off in the grass, and all of a sudden all I hear is, "I found a pink grasshopper!" And she came running with her hands clasped together as tight as she could hold them.
Today, the grade 2 student brought the pink grasshopper to school inside a jar with some other normal colored grasshoppers that she has caught.
What did you name it?
Emily.
Why?
Because I like that name.
But Emily hasn't only been a show and tell topic of sorts for Abigail. Her mom, who teaches pre-primary at the school, also couldn't help showing the insect off.
For me, it was one of those things like I couldn't keep this to myself. This is so cool. I had to bring it to school. I had to show it to everybody. I took my lunch break on Tuesday going around to each class, making sure every person got to see it.
So why is the grasshopper pink, and how rare is this anyway? We caught up today with a retired bug expert to find out a bit more.
In this case, what's happened is the genes controlling the red have expressed much more strongly than the genes controlling the black. So essentially we end up with something that is reddish pink.
He adds that rare colors could also occur in some other critters, like snakes and frogs, for example, and that from a survival standpoint, there's a reason you don't see this often.
The problem is, if you are a bright pink color on a dark green background, and your principal predator is a bird, hey, guess what? You really stand out.
From the sounds of it, though, Emily might soon have to take her chances back in her natural habitat.
I'm going to release her at my house.
For now, it's a rare discovery that has mother and daughter, well, tickled pink. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Louisdale, Nova Scotia.
So cute. Still ahead on CTV News at 6. A series of changes are coming to Canadian football. More next.
Clothing consideration provided by
Fashion Fair. Beautiful clothing for today's woman, where quality makes the difference.
A Canadian institution will begin looking a little more American after the CFL announced today a series of changes to the game. In an effort to make the game more entertaining, the league is moving the goalposts literally and shortening the length of the field. CTV's Raheem Ladani has more.
And now looks to throw over the top, in the air, on the money!
Canadian football has always defined itself by bigger fields, deeper end zones, and unique rules. But starting next season, the league is tweaking that formula and will look a lot more like the NFL.
Absolutely no percentage of these changes were made because of any type of comparison to the NFL.
While the commissioner insists he loves the Canadian game, two of the biggest changes that will come in 2027 align with American football. The goalposts, which currently sit at the front of the end zone, will be pushed back, and the field will be shortened down to 100 yards. The end zones are also shrinking, but will remain 5 yards deeper than the NFL.
The goal is to have the best game possible, right? And I believe we have that right now. And I believe we also are improving on that. So regardless of what it might look like, to others is part and parcel, right, to, how people take it.
Other changes that are meant to encourage offense will start next season. There will be a new 35-second play clock, benches on opposite sides, and a modified rouge that eliminates points for missed field goals sailing wide.
Kick is up. It's clear of the hands. Oh! Missed it, but it's out the back. We're going to OT.
Online, many CFL fans are expressing outrage, from describing the changes as garbage to saying it destroys what makes the league Canadian. And some say they're done watching.
It's kind of dumb that they're trying to be like everyone else, and instead of sticking to the CFL, they're trying to act like the NFL, see if they can get more money. But I think it's kind of bullcrap in my opinion.
However, others see this as a step forward.
There's going to be CFL people that are diehards. Nope, they're trying to make it an American game. They're not. They're trying to make the game actually better.
A toss-up between modernizing for the future or fumbling away tradition.
Another defining part of Canadian football are the 3 downs instead of 4 like in the NFL. The commissioner was asked if he guarantees that will never happen under his watch. He responded by saying he doesn't offer guarantees and he doesn't say the word never. To some local sports now, the Sudbury Wolves kicked off their home opener with a street party on Friday night. The Howlapalooza party took place on Gray Street outside the arena before the big game. Dozens turned out for live music, games, bouncy castles, face painting, and free ice cream. The event was free for all fans. And while the Wolves put on a good show, the troops walked away with the victory Friday night in overtime. Ryder Callie opened the scoring for the battalion and closed it a minute 12 into the 4th frame to clinch a 4-3 victory. And the Greyhounds weren't able to pick up the win on their home opener either, falling 5-3 to the Saginaw Spirit. On Sunday, the hits kept coming for the Sudbury Wolves. They took on the Niagara Ice Dogs, allowing 5 unanswered goals until late in the 3rd period. The Wolves chased Coughlin, the only one on the board. Ice Dogs' Ryerson Edgar walked away with a hat trick. The Greyhounds had a much better showing for their second home game than their first. Sioux netminder Landon Miller faced 38 shots, allowing only 2 goals against. He'd been named the first star as the Hounds tally a 5-2 win over the Sarnia Sting. There were 10 games in the NOJHL over the weekend, including some high-scoring affairs. Hearst Lumberjacks start the week at the top of the standings, but the Powassan Voodoos are the only team so far to go undefeated with a 3-0 record. The Cubs may be sitting in 8th, but they had a decisive 9-0 victory Saturday over the French River Rapids. Nolan Newton scored a hat trick and ended the night with 5 points. Meanwhile, the Timmins Rock had an 8-5 victory over the Sioux Eagles Sunday. No repeat goal scorers for Timmins for a real team effort. A shift worker turned baker from Northern Ontario will showcase his skills during a televised national competition. Ryan Gridzak from Sault Ste. Marie will be a contestant on the Great Canadian Baking Show, hoping to earn the prestigious title of Star Baker. Gridzak began baking during the pandemic and became known for sharing treats with his steel mill colleagues and his family. The show has since wrapped up filming, and Gridzak says he was grateful to be a part of it.
The experience, the people, the environment, how we were treated as the cast was amazing. Just being able to be on the other side of the show that I've always watched, get to see behind the scenes, get to actually go through the stressful but fun process was awesome.
Gridzak's signature dish is a burnt Basque cheesecake, and says he hopes to one day bake for actors Keanu Reeves or Pedro Pascal. The Great Canadian Baking Show airs next month. Jimmy Kimmel will be back on the air after his late-night show was suspended last week. The Walt Disney Company, the parent company of ABC, announced his show will return tomorrow. Kimmel was suspended last week after comments he made following the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The move sparked a widespread debate about free speech. The American Civil Liberties Union released an open letter today signed by more than 430 celebrities, calling it, quote, a dark moment for freedom of speech, end quote. In a statement, the company described Kimmel's comments as ill-timed and thus insensitive. It goes on to say that the company spent the past days talking with Kimmel, and following those conversations has decided to bring the show back. Marvel star Tom Holland is taking a break after suffering a concussion on the set of Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Insiders describe the injury as a mild concussion and say Holland will be away from the set for several days. Sony, which is behind the movie, will be meeting today to decide how to move forward with the production. Nobody else was injured. The new Spider-Man is one of the most important movies in Marvel's upcoming slate. 2021 Spider-Man: No Way Home stands as the studio's highest-grossing movie of all time, with more than $1.9 billion in ticket sales. It was a big, beautiful bomb at the box office for one film, and acclaimed director takes the lead. David Daniel has those stories in tonight's Hollywood Report.
Do you want to go on a big, bold, beautiful journey?
Maybe he was right to hesitate. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey starring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell made just $3.5 million in its debut weekend, far below studio expectations of $10 million. The drama, which opened to poor reviews, cost a reported $45 million to make.
I found the dramatic structure that I felt would really work for a movie.
Oppenheimer director Christopher Nolan is the new president of the Directors Guild of America. He was elected at the DGA's national convention. Nolan has been on the union's national board since 2015 and a member of the guild since 2001.
There you are. I was looking everywhere for you. I'll be your escort this evening.
The latest film in Studio Ghibli Fest 2025 is Howl's Moving Castle. The 2004 supernatural classic from Hayao Miyazaki is in theaters now through Wednesday. More info and tickets at ghiblifest.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A new report says Canadian eateries are being strained by rising operational costs and fewer customers. Restaurants Canada says 3 in 4 Canadians are dining out less, often due to the high cost of living. The organization says businesses are also having to keep up with the growing price of food, labor, and insurance. The report suggests 41% of restaurants were either operating at a loss or breaking even as of June. Restaurants Canada says the findings show an alarming trend for the food service industry, which is under pressure to raise prices and reduce staff. Here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold is down $64.03, closing the day at $37.47 US an ounce. Silver up just over $1 to end the day at $44.07. Copper down a penny, and nickel up a penny, ending the day at $6.84 US a pound. And Rick is back now for one last look at the weather.
Okay, here we go with the rain for tomorrow, Amanda. We'll take a look and see what kind of conditions are in store. Pretty well copy and paste right across the northeast. Chance of showers, Greater Sudbury, Timmins 18, chance of showers. Sault Ste. Marie 19, risk of a thunderstorm, chance of showers as well. And the temperature is fairly consistent across the northeast. North Bay, chance of showers at 20. Parry Sound, risk of a thunderstorm, 22 as well. And Temiskaming Shores, 19, chance of showers. And that trend will continue over the course of the next couple of days. Don't forget the rain in Chapleau, Sault Ste. Marie, and Wawa this evening. It's going to pour. Amanda?
So safe to say, bring an umbrella with you. Thanks for that, Rick. Finally, for us tonight, over the weekend, there was a unique dodgeball tournament between police, fire, and municipal leaders and a group of homeless people. It was all about raising awareness of the initiatives to help the unhoused community and to build stronger relationships. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
Get on!
The teams are off and the battle begins.
He's going down!
It's the backpacks versus the badges.
Come on, Derek!
In a dodgeball matchup unlike any other.
The cops and the homies compete in dodgeball, which doesn't usually happen with the police.
No More Tears West Nipissing was approached by one of their clients about the idea to bridge gaps between the homeless community and police, as interactions between the two groups are often fraught with fear.
That every time they have any communication with the police, that they're being arrested or they're being questioned. Our OPP are amazing here. It shows that the police are our friends.
Balls were slung from both sides unrelentingly, with victory shared by each team.
Our job goes beyond just patrolling and calls for service. It's about integrating officers with the community and knowing that, we're there for everyone.
No More Tears is no stranger to a surge in small-town homelessness. Last year, there were 30 people on the streets. Now there's over 50.
Last year, we did a motel initiative with DSAB. DSAB paid for some rooms. We're trying to get that again, trying to get 9 rooms this year, which would house 18 people.
The friendly tournament raised $2,500 in donations from the Royal Canadian Legion and from proceeds from the Brigadeiros Brazilian Suites. Money raised goes back to the No More Tears Hub, where the homeless visit for meals and a safe place to go.
We can get them showers. The showers are $4.50. We do their laundry. That's $9.50 a load, and buy food.
We wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Showing a little fun and games can bring a community closer together. Eric Tashner, CTV News, Sturgeon Falls.
That was a great initiative. Looked like a great time and some great weather for it for sure. That's all the time we have tonight. Angela Gemmell will be in for your late newscast. Make sure you tune in. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.